Hello friends, the NMIMS final results are out and let us see what changes has been made this year as compared to the past year. So we can see that the admission cutoffs has been decreased. The overall cutoff is still 209 marks, but the sectional cutoffs have been reduced from 60 to 260. And also for the pharmaceutical management, the cutoffs have been changed slightly. So yeah, that is not an issue. Looking at the competency test now, this is not a new year for the format change. This was introduced last year only, and this was a new thing for our batch, the 2025 one. So let us see what have been the components weightage for this year. So as you can see, the NMAT weightage is 10%, the competency assessment test is 60%, which is the highest. The personal interview is 15%, and your work experience marks. Now, for the work experience, they consider from 1 year to 3 years, and the 3 years work experience would get 15%, the whole. And I think the 1 year would get the minimum as said by them. I think 5% should be the minimum. I don't know, but you can cross check. You have all the details in the PDF which you have got on the portal. Now, for the assessment structure, now I did not correct this, it should be 60%. Now, the very important thing in this is there is no quant and no logic questions, very extreme logic Sudoku type thing. This is basically a test to see that are you fit in the curriculum of business management and can you solve the real life problems using your basic knowledge and common sense. So you don't need to study anything extra from for this. So let us see the verbal. It will have 9 questions as previous years. There will be one RC. There will be three para summaries and three para completion or VA questions. We cannot definitely say what will come. For the mental ability, this is mental ability and managerial ability is just a combination of your ZAD decision making section, but it is not that high level. I'll show you the questions which can come in the paper. So you can see the critical reasoning, like the course of action or your inference based questions. What should be the next step taken if this assumption is implicit or explicit? So these type of questions come in your mental ability. Also, one DI set will come. I'm not sure, but DI set can come because the whole paper will not be managerial ability and mental ability. All these questions they need to keep a balance between your problem solving as well as your critical thinking. Okay. Now, for the managerial ability, you have 5 questions. They will ask ethical dilemma based questions, real business questions, and your HR questions. Let us see what has been changed this year. So, the NMAT weightage last year was 20%. This has been reduced to 10% this year. So, this is a very shocking thing. I was also shocked. Uh, like how can they do this? But it is NMIMS. We cannot predict anything with regards to them. Now, the competency assessment weightage has been increased by 10%. So, basically, they are saying that your NMAT is not that crucial if you have had a very bad NMAT. You can always cover the leverage in your competency assessment. Now, your personal interview and work experience has been increased by 5%. So, from 10 to 15, both 5% increase, and your academic track record, which was 10% last year, 5% for your 10th and 5% for your 12th marks, which has been removed completely. Let us see some sample questions. So, a company has recently developed a revolutionary drug that can cure a rare disease. Now, however, the cost of production is very high and pricing it lower would lead to financial losses. So, this is a basic case of your stakeholder analysis that you need to think from the consumer side as well as from the company side, which is producing this. Okay. On the other hand, pricing it to have it make it unaffordable for many patients. As the CEO, what should be the most appropriate cost for action? Price the drug high to ensure profitability, as the company's primary responsibility is to its shareholders. This would be the wrong choice as it is too extreme. Seek external funding or government subsidies to make the drug more affordable while maintaining profitability. This can be an option. It is keeping a balance between the stakeholders. Lower the price significantly to make it accessible, even if it leads to financial losses. No company would ever do this type of foolish thing. So this is also eliminated. Halt production until a more cost-effective method of manufacturing is developed. This is a case of doing nothing. So this we have already, if you have prepared for that, these type of options are eliminated the first. So we know option B is the correct answer. A retail company notices a sharp decline in sales over the past 3 months. As the sales manager, what should be your first step in addressing the issue? Immediately launch heavy discounts to attract more customers. Analyze customer feedback and sales data to identify possible causes of decline. Okay, so this is a more appropriate option because if you immediately launch heavy discounts, you are only taking uh, the perspective of the consumer and not the company. So in these type of question, mainly you have to find a balance between the stakeholders, and if you can do that, then this type of questions would go very swiftly in a breeze. Fire the underperforming sales staff and hire new employees. No, this can't be the option. Reduce marketing expenses to cut costs and compensate for losses. Now, if you notice a sharp decline, you need to do marketing because the decline would go deeper if you don't do the marketing at that level only. Because marketing is basically what you're doing is you are promoting the products, and if you don't promote your products, then the sales will go down even more. So basically, this is the thing I want to tell. Okay, now the third question: a company's supply chain is disrupted due to unexpected strikes at a key supplier's factory. The company has pending orders from major clients and a limited inventory. As the operations head, what should be your immediate priority? Supply chain is disrupted, strikes is there from the laborer side, correct? Now the company has pending orders and they want to fulfill. Find an alternative supplier quickly, even if it's cost higher, to fulfill existing orders. Negotiate with the striking workers to resume production as soon as possible. Delay all deliveries and communicate the issue to clients, requesting an extension. Reduce order sizes for all clients equally to distribute limited inventory fairly. Now you have to solve two problems. You have to stop the strike. You also have to complete the pending orders. Now, if you look at the B option, negotiate with the striking workers to resume production as soon as possible. You can do that because if you see the other options, find an alternative supplier quickly, even if costs are higher. You are incurring more cost. Delay all deliveries and communicate the issue to clients. This is harming the brand reputation. Reduce order sizes for all clients equally. This is also impacting the sales and profits of the company. Let us see the last question. Two senior managers in your company are in constant disagreement over a strategic project. The conflict is affecting team morale and project progress. As the supervisor, what should you do? Ask them to resolve their differences privately without involving the team. Hold a structured meeting to understand their concerns and facilitate a compromise. Remove both from the project and assign new managers. Support the manager with the most experience and override other objections. Okay. So this is a senior level conflict resolution question. Ask them to resolve the differences privately without involving the team. Now they are in disagreement. So how could you tell them to resolve the differences privately without involving the team? So there should be someone who acting as a mediator in order to resolve this. Hold a structure meeting to understand the concerns. Yes, we can do that because other team members' inputs would probably help to finalize a appropriate strategy without harming anyone's ego. So B option should be the right answer. Remove both from the project. Now what will happen? The conflict is not resolved, it is avoided in these cases. So this option also would not become. Support the manager with the most experience and override the other operation. So you are basically saying that uh, years of experience is more important than your skills and your real expertise in terms of skills. So this is sending a wrong message across the organization and nobody would get the motivation to work hard as such. So B option is correct. Now let us talk about the AI based personal interview, which many people find it confusing. So this is basically your AI interview in which you would be asked a few questions and you need to answer them. The AI will also listen to them and ask to you about the follow ups. So example, in my intro, I told that I like music and I like playing chess. So the AI can ask, okay, you like chess? Which was the most recent event which you watched? And could you tell us more about it? So I can say that yes, the most recent event which happened in Goa, which was the FIDE World Cup, and Azerbaijan won the World Cup. So like that, we can answer the questions of follow up also. Now, as you can see on the screen, it is AI conducted. It will ask you about your scope, your career choices, your current affairs also related to your area. If you say that I'm from Nagpur, it can ask that, okay, what is the 0 mile and what is the speciality? What is the special food which you find in Nagpur? So, such type of questions you need to be prepared. And a panelist will be there. After your AI interview is concluded, the panelist will ask one or two questions. That is it about the AI based personal interview. Now, there are some tips for a competency test and interview. First thing is that don't worry about the assessment. I have shown you what type of questions come. You have already prepared for NMAT and it would be NMAT style only. The verbal section is NMAT style. A critical reasoning you have already practiced in NMAT, so that would not be a issue. Now the issue comes during interview when people use a lot of fillers and a lot of pauses in between the answer, and the mic is very sensitive and it will record every uh, vowel that you skip or you miss. So you need to keep in mind that you take a breath but don't use fillers in your answers. Okay, and it will affect negatively. Also, after speaking, you will see a transcript below. You just read that. If the mic has not recorded your answers properly, just edit it quickly and then submit it to get your next question. So, this is the interview day flow. You need to carry your call letter when you book the slot, obviously, and carry your ID proof, as mentioned, and a pen for signing and doing rough work during the competency test. Now, after reporting, you will keep your bag outside and you will be going to a hall where your document verification will be done. It is very quick. After that, you will be taken to the assessment where there would be the 45-minute competency test. And after that, you will get a break to refresh and energize. Then you will go to the final PI room where your PI will happen. And this is the flow of your interview. So, yeah, this was all about the NMIMS interview. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me in the comments. I will respond to them. And yeah, see ya. All the best for your interview.